Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here from Mr. Topstep with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, let's expand on what we talked about yesterday, which was how this was a decent setup for the Bulls if they could hold the middle Bollinger Band, and they took advantage of that. They really followed through, and it took me by surprise. This is one of those situations where I absolutely nailed the call, and I made absolutely no money nailing the call because I didn't believe in this ramp. I didn't believe in it, and I made a little money shorting it yesterday, but I didn't buy it because every tick felt like it's going to be the last tick. Now, we're seeing some follow through in the overnight. We traded as high as 1434 quarter. I thought we maybe were going to stall last night when we did 33 quarter because that was the adjusted December high for 38.75. This high right here, adjusted for March, that was the overnight high. We made new highs this morning, but we've backed off as much as almost 6 handles from that on Senator Corker's interview on CNBC. And this is what I'll say about all of this. Nothing happens here until somebody casts a vote in favor of it. Okay? The president's talking and the speaker's talking. Neither of them are going to be responsible for actually passing this thing. You have to come up with something that people that have to get elected in 2 years are willing to pass. And for there to be a proposal of $1 trillion in spending cuts and $1 trillion of tax increases, that kind of a deal is a deal that gets everybody on both sides not elected. Because whoever they run against in 2 years is going to throw in their face that they raise taxes by $1 trillion. Or if you're in a Democratic district, they cut spending by $1 trillion on, Medicare, Medicaid, pick your entitlement. Okay? So I think that when Senator Corker on CNBC says they're nowhere close to a deal, I think he's probably a little bit closer to reality. This entire rally yesterday and last night is all about a deal. If the Republicans come out after their conference meeting this morning at 9 o'clock and you hear anything except that everybody's pleased, whatever, if it gets negative, if the Republicans do to the speaker what they did to him last year during the debt ceiling negotiations when all this nonsense started, then I think that's going to have a negative impact on the tape. That's just reality. I think that we are presuming this entire exercise presumes a deal. And I still think we will get a deal, but it's December the 18th, and I think it's early. And I think that when Senator Reid came out yesterday and said that he was getting ready to go home for the holidays, I think he was really signaling the reality of all this, that this is not going to happen before Christmas. So, we'll have to see. But that's just my take on it. I think people are getting maybe a little bit too optimistic. That doesn't mean that that a deal can't happen. But you have to ask yourself, what is the reaction going to be by the market to a deal? Okay? So we pressed up against the upper Bollinger Band. You have got to be mindful of the 1427 level today. You've got to be mindful of the 1424 quarter level today. And if that breaks, then you've got daily and 3-day pivots that are locked up down at 1422, 1421.67 to 1422. If the tape gets angry and we really push lower, I would expect that to be a bounce area, even if it's a temporary bounce, some kind of a bounce area. Now, if we make a deal, if we head to new highs, if the positive move continues, then you're looking at 1439, 1443, and then 1447 on the upside. So I personally, I'm short. I took a lot off on this dip on the Corker news, but I still have some on. It's not much. I'm not making any big bets up here, and I wouldn't I wouldn't make any big bets if I were you, long or short. Don't assume you know what's going to happen. I've given you my take. I could be totally wrong. I'm totally wrong every day, but I'm just putting it out there. Okay, Everybody have a fantastic day. Mike Vacchi, Princeton Trader from Mr. Topstep. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.